Hi, this is Don D. This is my second YouTube video on nesting sliders with Web+. This video is going to be used to go with my tutorial in my site at dond-wp.com. Here we have on the screen my test nesting slider. I have the main slider there, and then a second nesting slider on every panel of the main slider. So if we just select the main slider, I have 5 panels. And on the nesting slider, I have 5 panels. And if you read through my write-up underneath the nesting sliders, you'll see how I've timed them. Going on the main slide, if we open up the edit dialog, you will see that I've set this up at 25,000 milliseconds, which is 25 seconds. Starting at panel 1 and looping with a medley style, and then we've got autoplay, stop play when next and previous clicked, and detect mouse wheel actions. And then the nesting slider, this is set up with the same medley style, display for 5 seconds, starting at panel 1, looping, and with these tick boxes selected as well. So if you look at the times, the main slider being stationary for 25 seconds, that gives it, the nesting slider, enough time to go through my panels, showing each slide image for 5 seconds before the main slider changes. Okay, there, and we can see that working. If we preview this, I'll just let a couple of panels change, and then I'll show you one or two other things with this. So there's the first panel with the nesting slider changing. Then after it's got to the 5th, the main panel will change, and then a new set of images will change, so on and so forth with that. So if we come back to the Web+, what you have here, I've got a previous and forward button set up by actions. If we click here, I've set it up with a slider to use on the slider 112, which is the main slider. It does say here on the hint that you can leave the slider blank and the nearest slider will be selected, but because you've got 2 or more sliders in the same vicinity, I find it better to name the slider you want to use the buttons on. Now, one thing you've got to watch out for is if you have more than one slider with the same ID. For instance, if you look at the main slider, that's got a slider ID of 111, and then looking at panel number slider number 1 here, this has 112. If we change that to 111, and then preview, so the main slider and the nesting slider have the same ID. And you'll see there that the main slider is changing and not the sequence of images. So the setting you've set up on the nesting slider has taken over running the main slider, which is wrong. So we know that it's the main slider and the number 1 panel nesting slider that's got the same problem. It may take a while for you to look to find that, but if you go to Site Manager, Site Check, and then select your page and then click Start for the site checker, you see here it's come up with the problem of the slider 111. There's multiple 111s, it's saying. Well, we know that already, don't we? Because you've got here slider 111 P5, P4, and F is the foreground, so all those should be really under 112, and there, that one there, that's the main slider. So you can see basically where it is. So if we just go here and take that back to 112 and preview, that should run okay now. There we go. So that's the images changing now. All 5 will change, and then the main slider will change to the next sequence of images. Well, I hope that's helped a little bit with the nesting sliders. Have a go. There's nothing like doing it yourself and trying it. Okay, that's all for now. I'll do another YouTube video for another one of my tutorials later on. Thank you.